Listen up, Broncos country. Imagine if I told you that the most crushing win of the Sean Payton era was barely a glimpse of this squad's true power. That behind the curtain, critical stars are healing, covert strategies are hiding in plain view, and Denver might have just cracked the code for a championship crusade. This is serious business, and you are getting the full briefing. But before we expose the season's most explosive story, smash that like button if you bleed orange. And for those riding with this team for 20 years or more, drop a Go Broncos in the comments right now. My heart beats orange and blue. Brace yourself, because the intel I am dropping could totally shift your view on the postseason. The heat is cranking up at mile high, and we have major breaking news on every front. We begin with the terrifying moment that stopped the hearts of the entire fan base. Derek went down, clutching his ankle. The silence from the stands was overwhelming. When he stayed in the medical tent through halftime, fear took over. But that man is an absolute gladiator. He not only finished the fight but played on a severely sprained ankle. After the whistle, the media saw the massive swelling. Questioned about missing time, his answer was pure toughness. I have specialists at my place right now ready to treat it. There is no way I am sitting out. That is the ruthless mindset required for a championship chase. Speaking of backup, the massive headline is the possible comeback of J.K. Dobbins. If you have been fantasizing about a Denver ground game that crushes opponents, your dream is arriving. Jim Nantz announced live that Denver expects Dobbins back for the conference title match. However, the running back may have leaked the news sooner. He was spotted on the turf at the Chargers matchup, inking gear and chatting with the crowd. Asked about a Super Bowl return, Dobbins grinned and said, "Before then, and here is the best part, the walking boot is gone." The early reports claiming a 6-month recovery were complete nonsense. This is the runner who was tracking to be Denver's first 1,000-yard back since Philip Lindsay. Harvey has performed admirably. But frankly, he lacks the explosive 6 or 7-yard consistency Dobbins provides. Getting him back would totally transform Denver's attack strategy entering the playoffs. The positivity keeps flowing. Pro Bowl safety Brandon Jones is another huge addition, while P.J. Locke has held the fort. Big respect to him. Recall when he drove an RV to Detroit to play since he was not cleared for air travel? That is dedication. Yet, Jones offers seasoned leadership and top-tier skill. Seeing him on the sidelines, getting loose and motivating the squad, is intentional. NFL pros only do that when a comeback is imminent. Jones is obviously desperate to return to action. Dre Greenlaw is another name fans need to watch. Sean Payton keeping him off injured reserve was a calculated move. It implies a return within 4 weeks. He might be ready for the playoff opener. Even if he sits, Justin Strnad played huge recently. The linebacker group is loaded. The one remaining worry is P.J. Locke's injury. He left early against the Chargers. It did not cost them then, but Trey Lance is hardly a passing danger. Trouble could arise if both Locke and Jones miss the upcoming postseason clash. Devin Key would be the final safety standing, potentially causing anxiety during clutch plays. This gets even sweeter. Denver enjoys a 13-day break before their next kickoff. That is incredibly rare. As rivals battle through fatigue, Denver can heal, recharge, and plan. Sean Payton gave the squad a week off before resuming light practice and diving into game planning. Stars such as Patrick Surtain and Nick Bonito have confirmed they will balance rehab with rest at home. No partying in Vegas. 0 distractions. Pure lock-in. Examining the bracket, Denver's road to the Super Bowl appears incredibly clear. Aaron Rodgers is the sole AFC quarterback with a title, and he is 42. Josh Allen trails him with just 7 postseason victories. The rest lack the war wounds Denver's vets possess, and they will leverage that grit to dominate. Sean Payton is keeping secrets, but analyzing the Chargers match reveals that was not his top-tier strategy. Bo Nix threw just 2 balls further than 10 yards downfield. The attack was basic, resembling a preseason script. Cortland Sutton hardly played. That was intentional. Denver refused to show the Chargers any tactics for a possible postseason duel. That is masterful strategy. Even film experts like Tim Jenkins labeled this the most rudimentary offensive strategy he has witnessed all season. Sean Payton even planted subtle breadcrumbs in his post-game address, stating, "You approach specific matchups differently." The translation, we restrained ourselves, refusing to empty the arsenal just to secure a win. Yet they still crushed the Chargers by over 13 points. Finally, the coaching rumors are swirling, with Vance Joseph attracting head coach interest and the Titans interviewing him virtually. Should he land the position, Denver secures 2 third-round compensatory selections, which is massive value. Furthermore, the Broncos possess a solid contingency plan in Jim Leonhard. who many consider primed to take command immediately. Broncos country, we are standing in the eye of the hurricane, and this bye week offers a monumental advantage as stars return. The squad just orchestrated their most dominant victory of the year without even breaking a sweat. Now they return healthier, recharged, and completely locked in, because this is where the narrative truly shifts. Discussing a championship window being open is one perspective, but surveying the path ahead, the matchups, the rest, the altitude, the rising stars reveals a runway, not just a window. The Denver Broncos have been cleared for takeoff, starting with the psychological edge. This unit just dismantled the Chargers decisively while keeping half the playbook hidden away. Consider the mental toll that takes. You confront a division rival, strip everything down to basics, and still win convincingly. Sean Payton operates with surgical precision. This is a tactician who has reached the summit before and understands how to architect a postseason run. If we cross paths with the Chargers again in the playoffs, they will be scheming for a phantom team. The version they witnessed was a hallucination, a move that transcends coaching into calculated, high-stakes chess. Sean Payton is banking entirely on the element of the unknown. While fans fretted over red zone stats, he prioritized keeping ammunition in the chamber. Imagine arrested Bo Nix unleashed. Vertical strikes to Courtland Sutton, calculated misdirection with J. K. Dobbins, and exotic pressures from Vance Joseph if he remains. That is a nightmare scenario for the AFC. Now, let us discuss the altitude factor. It is far more than a trivia nugget for commentators. It impacts physical recovery, lung capacity, and mental focus. Denver is slated to host its next two battles in its own backyard. Let that sink in. While rivals battle travel exhaustion and noise, the Broncos are training locally, sleeping in their own beds, and utilizing the thin air. It transcends home field advantage to become a biological weapon, and 13 days of rest creates a rare edge. Athletes are doing more than just healing. They are evolving. Stalwarts like Patrick Surtain and Justin Strainad, fighting through bruises all year, will hit the turf with revitalized energy. That creates a pivotal difference when the margins become razor-thin in January football. Do not overlook the culture. This group is not just physically imposing. They are emotionally and mentally fortified. No drama, no distractions. While other franchises manage chaos, Denver players are showing up voluntarily during time off. No one is recreating infamous boat party scandals or dealing with tabloid-worthy noise. The focus is strictly on recovery and chemistry, and that level of discipline spreads rapidly. It reflects the command of leaders like Surtain and Sutton setting the standard. When elite veterans establish that tone, rookies like Bo Nix and the young playmakers fall right in line. The room is united. In the postseason, brotherhood is paramount. Meanwhile, Vance Joseph remains focused despite the interviews. Conducting the meeting virtually without exiting the facility speaks volumes about this staff's dedication. Moreover, if he departs, you gain a defensive genius in Jim Leonhard and 2 third-round picks. That represents the organizational depth that distinguishes champions from flukes. Let us expand the lens and survey the AFC landscape as a whole. As noted, Rodgers is the sole ring-bearer, while Josh Allen has faltered under the brightest lights. Who else is there? You are staring at a field of unproven playoff quarterbacks with 0 battle scars.